Ah, we're in. Everything coming through. Ah, excellent. Ah, I'm feeling nice. There's been some interesting things going on. But let's not dilly-dally. Gotta pick this right back up. Where did we leave off? Ah, here we go. The equivalent to factory, I guess. Alright, then here we go. Divine intervention incoming. Ooh. Oh boy, oh boy. Hello. What? So, where do I start? Well, I suppose, as you might have seen in the pinned comment there, unless you're just watching this in the far-off future as just the VOD or whatever, saw an interesting video that covered a particular theme that I'd kind of danced around thinking about, but didn't really focus on in particular until I saw that video. I was like, you know what? Yeah, he's totally right. I kind of subconsciously noticed this, but didn't really think to zero in on it. The theme of Doom's theme of incompetent management. We got some extra time. Feel free to check out that video. I thought that was pretty insightful and interesting to see. Teeny tiny YouTuber too, at least was when I spotted the video. But yeah, it was pretty cool. That seems to be a theme that is carried all throughout the series, both like the classic games all the way up to the modern stuff, even if unintentionally. As like, I'm not sure if it was truly intentional with like characters like the Khan Maker and King Novik. Maybe it's just kind of incidental. But hey, it's there in some capacity everywhere. I mean, I certainly find the idea more interesting that the whole inciting incident of Doom happened as a result of, like, incompetent management, underpaid, overworked workers, hubris and all that, rather than just, like, Doom 3's idea of, oh, there was a devil worshipper behind the whole thing, or Doom 2016 going, oh, they're all in a cult. Like, I don't know, man. I just like the more nuanced and relatable and layered and no one particular person is to blame type of thing that Doom 1 seemed to take it. Ooh, what's going on down there? It is, I guess, more noticeable than something like Doom 2016. Probably the only... Yeah, I'd say that's the only game in the series that actually went the satirical route. 2016 has got to be the one time Doom tackled satire. So I guess by default, that's probably my favorite satirical video game. Oh, there's that chainsaw again. Oh, hello! But yeah, I figured... I guess some of y'all might know, one of my biggest dreams is to get a Doom TV show off the ground. A streaming series, I guess I'd probably say now. Yeah, that was a theme that I was kind of subconsciously exploring, but didn't really think that much to focus on it at the time. And now after seeing that, like, yeah, you know what? There's definitely some good opportunities to focus that kind of point. I mean, we don't want like it's still gonna be about one silent guy killing demons as brutally as possible. So, less The Office, more primal, if that makes sense. But I would love to include stuff like that. Just make it like snappy and poignant. We don't need long drawn out speeches on the idea or anything. But yeah, I definitely prefer that angle, that it was incompetent management, not cult activity that caused all this. You can have your cake and eat it too that way. It can be grounded and relatable and have all this crazy fantastical stuff, and they work in tandem without getting in the way of each other. I love it. You can have it both ways. Yeah, like, what kinds of ways might I do it? Like, well, I guess with the way I see it with Mars, from what I understand, see, the UAC is not just on Mars. Like, I guess a lot of people probably seem to see it something like that, which can't really blame them if they're not hardcore fans, because Mars gets an absurd amount of attention in all Doom stuff. Like, it's established from the start that the UAC is stationed on every planet in the solar system, and yet not a single game has ever really given the spotlight to any of the other planets, well, other than Earth, of course. And something like this, back to Saturn X, kind of, I guess, just gives one fan, oh, not one fan, there's multiple people worked on this, some people's interpretations of what, I guess, the Saturn division might be like, which, yeah, sure, I guess it would be more advanced. This totally looks more advanced. Mars is like the bottom of the rung. It is essentially considered a joke to the rest of the UAC. Mars is a glorified garbage bin. It is there for one purpose: nuclear waste disposal. That is what the Mars division was known for prior to the incident. They tried to gain some legitimacy by starting some kind of terraforming project. Oh, looks like I'll have to get those keys. You can kind of see hints of this in the fact that, like, there's a chainsaw, and which makes no sense on the moon unless things are being terraformed, right? And you look at the skybox on Phobos, at least, and hey, look at that. There's forestation in the hills. So that was their big project, but they kind of quite literally missed the forest for the trees, as they also had this secondary project with trying to get getting portal technology to work, and they weren't really giving that the attention it needed. Lacking in budget, lacking in safety measures. They put all their way more focus on the terraforming stuff, and completely neglected whatever measures were necessary for the portal stuff. And, well, now we know how that turned out. I kind of like that idea that, like, just, like, how much of an accident this was, like, that could have been so easily avoided, and how things really, really did not go anything like anyone expected. Like, oh, it was previously known for nuclear waste disposal. They wanted that, they wanted to no longer be known for just toxic waste disposal. Task failed successfully. And they thought for sure the terraforming would be the new thing they'd be known for, but nope. So much for that. That just seems like a fun way to go about it. Dang, why are there so many shells? Oh. Let's take care of this. Get that guy, come on. There we go. I'll take that. Oh, blue key? But yeah, that's just something I find really interesting. And it's just something I've personally experienced before. I mean, not to that level of extreme, but that's something I can relate to. That's something a lot of people can relate to. I think that'll really help with the idea of have your cake and eat it too here. Having, yeah, being able to... blend the fantastical and the relatable